Hello and welcome to this week's episode of State of Real Estate. My name is John Carissimo, and the show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. We are here every single Friday. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell icon, or better yet, drop in your email at tampaschool.com. That's tampaschool.com, tampaschoolofrealestate.com, tsre.us. tampaschool.com, whatever is the easiest. We probably got a link somewhere on our profile or our video to get to our website where you'll find hundreds, if not thousands, of videos and articles and content, all free access on our Success Center. And when you're ready to actually get your real estate license, we've got amazing licensing programs, not just for pre-licensing, but for post-licensing to jumpstart your career, for exam prep to help you pass your exam, whatever it is that you may need help with in getting your real estate business started or to that next level. That's what we're here for at the Tampa School of Real Estate. So why do we have these shows here every single Friday? We do this to number one, we really created this because our past students, they'd have questions in our classrooms, in our actual pre-licensing, post-licensing classes that would go beyond information we talk about in the classroom. The class would be a starting date and an ending date, and we didn't want to be, just something that, you come in, take the class, and then that's it, you're on your own. So we started Ask the Instructor, State of Real Estate, years ago to provide additional information, to give additional context to all the stuff it is that we teach and understand and actually work with this information. Us at Tampa School Real Estate, every single person that works here has a real estate license, a instructor license, a broker license. I think we've got some virtual marketing type of people overseas. Maybe they don't have a real estate license, but everyone here at our office, we're all licensed professionals. You call us up, you're going to talk to somebody with a real estate license. Unless that person has maybe just got hired and they don't have their license yet, but they've basically done everything. We're actually hiring right now as well. If anyone is in the Tampa Bay area, we're looking for people at our main headquarters office here in New Tampa. If you know somebody that's looking for a job, if you know somebody that wants a real estate career that would consider getting a real estate license or needs post-licensing, we have an amazing affiliate program. But anyway, so that's all the plugs for Tampa School Real Estate. We'll get them all out of the way so we could focus on what you probably are really here for today, which is the information about obtaining your first listing. Let's go and get the live chats loaded up here because we are live right now. That is one of the cool things about this is, you might be a past student of ours. Let us know who you are if you're tuning in today, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, or Success Center on the website. Let us know in the comments if you are a past Tampa School Real Estate student. Maybe you're taking a class currently. Maybe you've never taken a class with Tampa School Real Estate, but you know what? We've got your attention. That's what we're here for, to help you understand real estate. Every Wednesday, every Friday, make sure you're subscribed. But let's talk first about what we're doing today. Listings. You might have even heard somebody say something catchy like, you have to list to last. You have to list if you want to last. Why is that such a catchy little thing that real estate agents like to say? Well, the reason why real estate agents like to say this, and what it means, we'll give some context to this as well. So listings are like the thing for real estate agents. Now, why are listings the thing? Because right now you look at the market and their buyers are everywhere. And it might be a little bit more obvious right now in this market because for the most part right now we're in a seller's market. And what that seller's market means is there's only a few properties for sale. Say we've got these 3 properties for sale, but we've got not just 3 buyers, what do we got here? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know if this is actual official statistics or anything. This is just an example. But this is an idea of a seller's market. And what's going on here? Official statistics or anything. We are live. That's the Facebook loading up there. Let us know where you're tuning in from. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, if You're tuning in on the Success Center. Again, if you're a past student, if you have any questions specifically, maybe you've done listings and you're trying to figure out, some fundamentals, get back to some basics. Maybe you've never done a listing before. Maybe you don't even have a license yet and you're curious what a listing is. Everyone that's on with us live today, let me know how we could shape today's episode to more suit the information that would be most beneficial to you. Also live over on YouTube. Drop a comment in if you're on YouTube watching. So what we're staring at the screen here, the 3 houses available, 1, 2, 3, and let's number these all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've got potentially 10 buyers for these 3 properties. And all 10 of these people, they're not people that want to buy, they're people that need to buy. Maybe these are people that are moving to Florida because their job is relocated. Maybe it's people that are moving here because they're absolutely done with renting. And even though it's kind of a want, that want has really kind of become a need. Whatever their story is, these are legitimate buyers, not buyers that are kind of going to waste your time, but these are real deal buyers. And we have 3 listings here. But I would also like to point out that these are unique people, unique families, unique groups, individual households, whatever it is that you're calling this. So there's 10 separate offers potentially for just 3 listings. And you can see where our problem starts to come into play here. And it comes down to supply and demand. So supply and demand, let's say that we've got 3 listings. But we have 10 buyers. And ultimately, you would look at this for the entire scale of, you can look at this for the entire country, you could look at this for the entire state, you could look at this for your local market of, like, just for example, the metropolitan area you're looking at. You look in a certain zip code. But what you really should be looking at, and why you should be trying to gauge this on a smaller basis like this, is neighborhood level. If you want to be known as a local expert in real estate, become a local expert. And what makes you an expert? You have information that is specific and specialized that not everyone has. And why would not everybody have this information? Well, because if we're talking about just one neighborhood with 3 houses in it, having a highly paid professional to analyze this and understand this and take into account the supply and demand factors, that's not a cost-effective endeavor for large corporations. And that's why, there have been some large corporations throughout the whole history of real estate. But at the core of real estate, the real estate market is a very much of a, build your own business type of industry. And even if you're a sales associate registered with another broker, you're still usually an independent contractor where this is your business. The broker is giving you the framework, the structure to be able to do the deals, and then you actually do the business. But you are the ones working with these clients. You are the ones getting to know this local area. And so you're choosing a farm area, if you've heard that term before, you're choosing a farm area, and you want to know these different stats. Now let's say right now, this is what we're looking at. 10 buyers, 3 listings, and this is what we call a seller's market. Now, a buyer's market, on the other hand, would be if we had 3 buyers and 10 listings. Here comes the supply and demand. So if anyone ever took like any sort of economic class and you recognize those 2 little lines there, the supply and demand, the infamous supply and demand, that's what's going on here. So we could split this really kind of, this is really our normal market in the middle, and it usually just leans one way or another. It's usually not just one extreme or another here. But what this does is this drives up price. But if there's more properties on the market and not as many buyers, that's going to cause prices to go down. Now you might be wondering, okay, what does this have to do with me getting my first listing, John? I thought this was about getting your first listing. Well, we're about to get to getting the listings. This is why listings are important. Is because despite whether it is a seller's market or a buyer's market, now right now, especially if your market is more of a seller's market, or really anytime you have more of a seller's market, this is where it becomes obvious that, okay, well, I obviously want to do listings, I obviously want to be working with sellers. But even in the buyer's market, there are significant advantages to working with sellers in terms of operating your business in a more efficient manner. So we'll get to some of those statistics today when we talk about earning these here. But really the reason why, regardless of whatever market, listings are going to be important. There's one stat that I'll leave you with, and we're going to take a quick break here. So on average, according to the National Association of Realtors, working time, it takes you about 24 hours to close a buyer. That doesn't mean tomorrow morning or tomorrow at 2:30 you're going to have a closing because you found a buyer today. No, that means you're spending 24 hours worth of actual working time. That if you were logging your time of what you're spending working with this client here, on average it's about 24 hours to close a buyer. Now, we've done episodes before if you're curious about like how the commission factors in, because when you could earn tens of thousands of dollars in just 24 hours worth of work, you can see how real estate can be extremely lucrative. But to make it sustainable over the long run, that's why the agents like to say you have to list to last. You want to make this a more efficient process. Because, this is great. But that's even better. 8 hours on average for sellers. It is 1/3 of the time to work with a seller versus working with a buyer. On average. Of hours it is that you're logging. So even over here in the buyer's market, it doesn't matter what market it is, you want listings. Seller's market, you really want listings. Buyer's market, you still want listings, because either type of market, it's going to be less work on your part. Now, it will be even less work typically in a seller's market, because you might hear stories of realtors now out there that before they even have the property listed in the MLS, or they even have it on the market, they've already got a buyer, they've already got the property sold, and it might even have took only a couple hours. So maybe that's not even 8 hours. Because if you're not even going to take photos and market the property and hold open houses, you might be getting these listings closed up in 3-4 hours to make tens of thousands of dollars in commissions. And then it's extremely mind-blowing. Now, I'm not here to tell you that's what real estate is, because that seems like basically a money printer. And in the right circumstances, with the right systems and processes, real estate in a lot of ways can be a money printer. But let's be real. Let's be realistic. You don't just get a real estate license and it's not like you actually get a physical printer that prints you money. No, it only works if you do. Real estate only works if you do. But here's the thing. Most jobs, that's the same idea. You work and you get paid. You don't work, you don't get paid. Maybe you get some time off or like a little retirement plan or something like that. But maybe if you felt like, and I've felt like this before I was in real estate, there was actually a point in my life where I wanted nothing to do with real estate, because I grew up around it. I wanted to go to school, get a good job, do my own thing. And before I got into real estate, I felt like I wasn't getting what I could be earning with my life. And I don't mean just in money, primarily money. That was the big, obvious concern I had at the time, was the money. And then I felt like I could be earning a lot more money. What I've realized now is the time is even more valuable than that money. But without the money, the time is it's a lot better spent. When you have money to spend along with the time, well, that's the whole freedom a lot of people are after, and the whole idea of being your own boss, making your own schedule, having potentially unlimited income, that attracts a lot of people to real estate. And I get it. That sounds awesome. But when you're first getting started, you've got to get your first of everything. You've got to get your first listing. Now, once you get your first listing, the second one, I almost guarantee you it's going to be easier. Unless you got lucky on your first deal and you just happen to have a really simple, easy one. But usually the first deals are almost always the most difficult. and sometimes exceptionally difficult, just because it's maybe there was other agents that were like, they weren't excited to jump on the deal, and so you as a new agent, you don't know any better, and you're like, okay, yeah, let me take it. Well, whatever the case may be, it will always get easier, because you'll be able to make it more of a system. And when you have a third of the amount of time, that is why you need to have listings in any market. So look, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to be covering how to get your first listings, how to position yourself to your sphere of influence, how to get leads for listings, how to go out there and prospect. If you need to go find a listing today, if you need business today, how do you go about doing that? Because especially in a market like today, there's amazing opportunities for prospecting for listings. And when you get a listing in today's market, it's all but guaranteed to sell. So stick with us. We've got a great show for you today. My name is John Carissimo. You're watching State of Real Estate.
You are watching
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate. So you just got your real estate license. How can you jumpstart your real estate business? The number one thing you should do before you do anything else is post licensing. Now look, this is already a requirement, so you're gonna have to do it anyways, but here's why you wanna do it early. The sooner you do post licensing, the sooner you're gonna learn the real world concepts in post licensing that will help you create a business plan, that'll help you plan for your success in real estate. Post licensing is all about real world topics that are usable, that'll help you grow your real estate business. And at Tampa School of Real Estate, we have the best post licensing courses around. Find out more about how post licensing can help you jumpstart your real estate career. Go to postflorida.com. Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of State of Real Estate. My name is John Carissimo and the show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate every single Friday. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon, put your email in at tampaschool.com. And if you want to talk to one of our advisors more directly, those licensed people that are either sales associates, brokers, or instructors, call us up 813-928-0106, 813-928-0106. You can reach us directly here. Talk to one of our advisors confidentially, one-to-one. If you want to come make an appointment to meet one of our advisors here in our office in New Tampa to go over things a little bit more in depth, we're here to help you. We're here to help make real estate make sense for what it is you're trying to do. And if it doesn't make sense, then we're here to tell you that as well. But we're also here to show you the ways it can make sense. And you can just check out our YouTube or our Success Center online if you want to find out more about that. But again, when you're ready to take that next step, call us 813-928-0106. But let's get back to today's topic. I just mentioned that because post-licensing on the commercial break there, that actually covers listings. That covers a lot of these things. So if you already have a license and you haven't done post-licensing yet, this is the course that's required for your first renewal. And I promise you, it'll teach you something. I'm not going to tell you it's going to teach you everything, because no one course is going to teach you everything there is to know about real estate. But if you just got your real estate license and you're feeling a little lost, you're feeling a little confused, you're maybe not sure what broker to join, you're maybe not sure what to even do with your real estate license, the post-licensing course is really such a great course for helping you plan your business, helping you understand important business concepts like what we're talking about today. The whole supply and demand thing is something right out of the post-licensing curriculum as well. But let's get back into how to get these listings. So we've already talked about why listings are important and why you need to be going after listings, for lack of a better term. And really, we titled today's video, today's episode, excuse me, while I kick this little thing under here. Don't trip over on that. Anyways, so we're coming up with the title for today's video, and we were trying to figure out how can we really truly make this about how it is you really get a listing. And even if a listing falls in your lap, you've got like a friend or family member that says, hey, I want to sell my house, can you help me? That's a deal falling in your lap. But you could blow it. You could still soil that opportunity. So how do you not do that? How do you even get in the position to get your friends and family to reach out to you and even ask you real estate questions? So my question for you is, when people look at you, what do they think? What is their impression of you? Now, maybe you have a lot of people that like you. Maybe you have people that find you interesting. Maybe you have people that you don't like to talk to because you're not a people person. I get it. Believe it or not, I'm not the most people person. But you don't have to be a people person to do well in real estate. But what you do have to do is make sure whoever it is you're trying to do business with sees you as a real estate professional. Because if they don't see you as a real estate professional, they're not going to reach out to you. They're not going to ask you questions. If you've already got people asking you questions, it's because maybe they don't think you're a pro, maybe they know you're not a pro, maybe they know you don't have a real estate license yet. But maybe they're already reaching out to you because they know you know a lot about houses and real estate or yard work even, or anything that has to deal with owning a home. Because there's a lot of things that go into owning a home. You might work in a related industry or related field where you're dealing with homeowners on a regular basis who might be even considering selling their home. And they may even ask you some real estate type of questions, which you don't have a license or even qualified to answer, but they're coming to you anyways about that. So how do you take these opportunities that are right in front of you and monetize that into business? Now, we've done episodes recently about referrals. Referrals are extremely powerful because if you don't feel like you're in the position to be able to serve this client fully, that shouldn't stop you from being a connector. Because being a connector is a lot easier. Being a connector is usually worth about 25% of the total commission. So you just sign off a one-page referral agreement with whatever agent agrees to work with this client. They sign off on that. They sign off to agree to pay you whatever it is you negotiate. Let's say it's 25%. That's pretty typical. That wouldn't be out of the question to ask somebody for a 25% referral fee. It wouldn't be out of the question for somebody to ask me for it. But getting back to how do you even get that? You know, maybe you can do the deal. Maybe you can do the business. Well, you still need the business. You still need the people. You still need the people that want to work with you, that have the impression that you're a real estate professional that could serve them, that could help them, that could ultimately get the job done. So how do you build that impression? You might already have a little bit of it, but if you don't have a real estate license, they don't know that you're a pro. They might know that you're knowledgeable. You might have people that come to you for information, but how do you position yourself so people know that you are the person that can help them? And this is kind of the whole cart before the horse thing, because this is not something that's going to help you out if you're brand new. But the best thing for getting listings So what is the best for getting you new listings? Other listings. So ultimately, this isn't something you could, because you can't have other listings until you get your first listing. Once you get your first listing, then maybe at that point, you've got a listing that you could leverage to help get you other listings. And that's honestly the best thing that you can get to get you more listings, is get a listing. So that first listing, you want to do whatever it is you can to earn that first listing, because these listings have like a multiplying type of effect to them where they'll continue to like reproduce, and you'll have more and more and more listings, because what that'll do is that'll leave your target customers with the impression that you are a real estate professional. So back to square one. How do you get that first listing? If you don't have other listings to get you more listings, because it's that ripple effect that when you, and we've done all kinds of episodes previously about getting more listings, so search listings on our Success Center, our YouTube, our Facebook, and you'll be able to see tons of videos we've done on listings. But as a new agent, how do you get that first one? And whether you're getting leads from, something is handed to you maybe as an office lead. That's something that a lot of new agents come to us as a real estate school and ask us, if I, join a brokerage, will they provide me leads? And a lot of brokers provide leads. Most brokers, I would say, as a matter of fact, have some sort of way for you to be able to get leads through that brokerage. But these leads have zero impression that you're a real estate pro. And that's the biggest misconception about office-generated leads. Remember, this is a people business. At the core of it, it's you. It's not the company that you're with, it's you. And so, cold leads of just somebody randomly that went on your company's website, don't get me wrong, that could turn into a commission that could be tens of thousands of dollars. But the conversion rate for something like that, even though these would essentially potentially be a hot lead, could be lower than your own sphere of influence. Because what we ultimately want to do to help us get listings is we want to put more people in our sphere. But to get started, we have to first start by creating that persona of the real estate professional. Because you will not be able to succeed in the long term, I would say. Because you could have a deal that comes to you and figure your way through it, get to the closing, but there's been plenty of situations I've seen in the past where, it's almost like where somebody gets to a closing and for sure you're never doing business with that person again. And that is absolutely not the way to build a long-term successful business. And if people don't see you as a professional and they don't respect you as a professional, that won't get you any listings. It's going to be extremely hard even to get that first one if you don't have that professional perception. So how can you present yourself in that professional light so you can start to grow beyond that and get new listings and then be able to effectively convert cold leads? If you're brand new and you're trying to convert a cold lead that your office generated, it can be done. But compared to talking to a friend or a family member who might have a need for real estate, that's going to be a lot easier. There's so many agents I know that work just by referral, that starts out with their friends and family, maybe past coworkers, people from other social groups, church events, things like that. And then all of those people, once they become customers, they end up referring people back to them. And there's so many agents that have growing businesses without spending a penny on advertising, without doing any prospecting, without doing any door knocking or any cold calling. But the key part of that is this right here. If you don't want to do cold calling, if you don't want to do door knocking, if you don't want to have to chase after business, which you shouldn't have to chase after business, but you have to earn that right to not chase after business. If you need to go find a listing today, go chase it. Go knock on doors, go cold call, and you could find one. You knock on enough doors, call enough phones, somebody's going to want to sell their property. Somebody's going to want to take advantage of this crazy high-level market. Have you thought about selling? Do you know what your house is currently worth? Do you know what it could probably go for right now? I'd love to stop by to go take a look at it and see if I can give you a more accurate estimate just to help you understand your equity in the property. I'm already talking like a real estate professional, so that's why you got to do your post-licensing, because that's going to give you more language, more knowledge. And look, you're not trying to, when I say more language, you're not trying to confuse people, because you want to speak at like a third grade level so people actually understand what you're saying. But if you don't understand what you're talking about, you won't be able to talk about it on a third grade level. You'll be able to repeat some big words, but when they ask you what they mean, it's not going to go well. So the knowledge, the training, that's essential to appearing as a real estate professional. But now, how do you further showcase that? How do you get to the position where people want to talk to you? Because like I said, you don't want to be having to chase people down. You want people chasing you down. But if you want people chasing you down, They have to have the impression on a regular, constant basis that you're a real estate professional. Best thing, again, you could do for that is have listings. Because those listings give you something to say, hey, check out my open house. Check out my new listing. Look at this listing I just sold. Look at this family I just helped purchase their first home. Look at this couple that I helped just move up, move down, or whatever it is that you're doing. You're able to show yourself actually working. And when they see you working, they're like, well, it worked for those people. Why won't they work for me? They should be able to work for me. Let me go ahead and give them a call. Look how happy these people are. I want to be happy like them. Let me give this agent a call. But until you get that impression, you're going to be the one giving them a call. You'd be the one chasing after them. So how do you fast forward? How do you take time out of the equation and immediately be seen by a professional? And honestly, the best place to start is the people that already know you. Because if you're trying to get the general public, the cold leads to see you as a professional, you don't have to just do that, but you also have to get them to trust you. Which it absolutely can be done. And the better you get at real estate, the easier this becomes. This is just the most difficult at first. The first of everything is, again, probably going to be the most difficult. And this would be a hard wall to break through sometimes, just because if you are focused on this and not focused on your own sphere, you're going to have a lot more rejection, a lot more disappointments. So how do you avoid those rejections? How do you avoid the disappointments? Tapping into people that are already as close as possible to seeing you as a real estate professional. Because if somebody is already, maybe close to seeing you as a real estate professional, like I said earlier, maybe there's some people that come to you with questions, that seek answers from you, that look for your advice. Those are people that look up to you. Those are going to be great potential customers if they also see you as a real estate professional. So you got to get trained up so you could speak the language. Now, how do you showcase that? You're looking at One Way right now. And you don't have to have a crazy studio like this. This is after years of doing videos. We've gone and pimped it out and got a bunch of stuff because people actually like these videos. I guess we're going to keep doing them here. So we made some additional investments because we understand the power of video. But you don't have to start with multiple cameras, with a studio. You've got a camera right here. Just take out one of these things, put it in selfie mode right there, and connect with people. Connect with people and showcase your professionalism. Talk about things going on in the market. Talk about things going on in individual neighborhoods. There's a lot of realtors out there talking words. What words can you talk that are going to be relevant to your potential audience? What areas are you farming? What is your target audience that you're trying to reach? And how do you most effectively communicate with them? Is it through emails? Is it through blog posts? Is it through social media posts? Is it through videos? Is it through text messages? Is it through phone calls? Maybe you love doing cold calls. There's people out there that love cold calls, and there's plenty of business to be had in real estate through cold calls. If cold calls make you, cringe and make you want to think that real estate isn't for you, you don't have to do cold calls. But in order to not do cold calls, in order for you to not chase after your business, you have to be intentional about designing an impression of yourself that presents you as a real estate pro. And again, social media is probably the easiest, most turnkey, simplest way to start showcasing yourself like a professional. Because it's going to give you the opportunity. Look, right now, we're on social media talking about real estate. You'd be surprised by how many people this has helped me being seen as a professional with crazy opportunities as I've received, but that's because people know that I'm in real estate. If people didn't know that I was in real estate, they wouldn't be calling me. They wouldn't be messaging me. They wouldn't be emailing me. And that's part of the reason why we do these videos on a regular basis, is to expand our reach. But the reason why they are popular is because they are beneficial and they are helpful. So if you can be helpful with your business will naturally expand its reach through helping your customers. But to get started initially, you have to be seen as that real estate professional. And again, you got to speak the language of real estate, but in a simple enough way that a third grader could understand it, because that's the average reading level in the United States. So don't use big words. Keep it simple. People like things that are simple. Not everyone else has a real estate license. Not everyone else is a real estate professional. Not everyone else understands everything it is that you do. So you've got to realize, because I know a lot of people that are getting a real estate license, your confidence could use some boosting. And that's my nice way of saying that you don't have confidence. And that could be something that absolutely gets in your way as a new agent, and it's going to stop you from believing that you're a professional. And if you are not sold on yourself, why would your clients be sold on you? So you need to believe you're a professional. How do you believe you're a professional? Well, you need the knowledge, because if you don't know what you're doing, you're not a professional. So get your post-licensing done, do training, get a brokerage that has training that teaches you what you need to know. You know, if you've got a sales background already, you might not need a whole lot of sales training. Or maybe you've got a marketing background, so you don't need a whole lot of marketing training. But probably across the board, you're going to need some real estate type of training, and maybe even some sales training and some marketing training, maybe some investing training, maybe some business training. All kinds of different training, all kinds of information to make you a professional, because again, that's what makes a professional a professional. You have information that's specialized that the average person does not. That's why they're willing to pay you tens of thousands of dollars to help them guide them through this process. So if you position yourself to have that impression of a real estate professional, again, social media, that's probably the easiest thing to just go out there today and start, putting some post or maybe even a video together, things like that. Now, you might not have a license yet, and technically you can't advertise real estate services without a real estate license, because it's a third-degree felony to practice real estate without a real estate license. So if you want to avoid going to jail for 5 years, call us up so you get your real estate license. You got to take a course that can be done in as quick as 1 week. You have to pass 2 exams. You do an application with the state of Florida. There's not much you've got to do to get a real estate license compared to starting most other businesses, compared to starting most other careers. So for the sake of how easy it is to move through this process compared to starting other businesses and careers, even if you're wanting to do this on a part-time basis, this could be a very worthwhile endeavor for you. So if you want to find out more about taking the classes to get the license, maybe you have the license and you're not sure what to be doing, get enrolled in the post-licensing. Call up and speak with one of our advisors. We'll help guide you through this whole entire process. 813-928-0106. Again, that phone number is 813-928-0106. It's about all the time we've got for today, so I want to thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of State of Real Estate. Remember, we're here every single Friday, and we're also here on Wednesdays for Ask the Instructor. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you like watching on Facebook, hit the bell icon. If you like watching on YouTube, hit the bell icon. If you like watching on TampaSchoolOfRealEstate.com, where we will email you every time it is that we've got a new episode, so you don't miss any of this information to help you grow your real estate business, drop in your email at tampaschool.com. Again, that is tampaschool.com. I want to thank you for tuning in today. Again, contact one of our advisors. We're here to help you start your real estate career, take it to the next level, maybe get your broker license, complete your broker post licensing. Call us up, 813-333-2676. That's all the time we've got for today. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next week.
The most powerful tool to study for your real estate exam is the Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate. We've used our years of experience in preparing students for the Florida real estate exam to bring you the most powerful exam study tool available. In the Question Simulator, you'll be able to go directly to a particular unit so you can focus on the sections where you need the most practice. We have also included the percentages of each unit so you know which units are the most important for your real estate exam. Every question will immediately give you detailed feedback, which is almost always more important than the question or the answer themselves. After completing all the questions in a particular unit, you can go through question by question and review any that you've gotten wrong. You could also print out a report at the end of each quiz. The Question Simulator from Tampa School of Real Estate is 100% mobile compatible, so you can practice with test questions anywhere you have your phone with you. Enroll now at questionsimulator.com and get ready to pass your exam.
Are you studying for your Florida real estate exam? If you are, you need to check out our Pass First Try strategy. You're going to love this. It's 4 steps that we break down the process to study for your Florida real estate exam. So you're set up to pass your Florida real estate exam, because that's what you're studying for, right? To pass your exam. It's 4 steps. Number 1, you learn the information. You've got to learn this to be able to pass the exam, but it doesn't stop at learning. Step 2, you've got to reinforce the basic, simple, key concepts. As you learn this information, keep reviewing the simple things. You don't need to know everything, but you got to review these basic key concepts. Step 3, you've got to test your knowledge. The exam's going to test your knowledge, so if you don't test your knowledge in advance, you won't find out if you know what you think you know until you take the exam. And then step 4 is be confident and prepared, because even if you know this material, you need to be confident that you know the material. Check out the full strategy at passfirsttry.com. That's passfirsttry.com. If you're looking to get in on the real estate action that's going on in Tampa right now, we're who you need to talk to. We can help you get your real estate license, start your real estate career. We're here to assist you for the life of your real estate career. Give us a call. Phone number is 813-928-0106, or check us out online at tampaschool.com.
Do you want to incorporate studying for your real estate exams into your busy schedule? Now you can review the key topics you need to know to pass your class and state exams with our MP3 audio review. Simply pop in your headphones or connect to your car to reinforce crucial information while you exercise or drive. Listen to the first unit for free at mp3audioreview.com. That's mp3audioreview.com.
Hey, if you're enjoying the show today, which I'm sure you are, be sure to hit like, subscribe, post your comments, share with your friends and family. Thank you guys so much for watching.
You are watching
State of Real Estate. Every Friday at 12 noon Eastern Time. Grow your real estate business. You're watching State of Real Estate.